Okay, we are live. Hi guys, welcome to yet another episode of the UnTacticos. This is our fifth podcast. In today's episode, we are going to cover this game week, Arsenal's game against Fulham, and everything that happened in the past 1 week. I am Jito, Jobiho on Twitter. We have
Hello, I'm Ganesha at I am Ganesha on Twitter, Arsenal fan, and looking forward to a discussion on the Arsenal game.
Super. We will have one more guy joining us. That is Raman Damdan Shrimani on Twitter. He has been with us in throughout the journey. He's been in the previous team as well, so he will be joining us very soon. Anyways, without any further ado, we will just start the discussions. Starting off with the Arsenal game against Fulham. Thoughts on the game and yeah, just thoughts in general. For me, if people are talking about how the game was actually very boring, we have been a set piece at sea, this that. What are your thoughts in general about the game?
I think I think this is something that is continuing from our last stream as well, where we're talking about how Arsenal, like how champion teams win, and again, you can call it boring, you can call it set piece FC, whatever you call. Arsenal is finding a way to win. And in on the defensive side, we are still the most solid defensive unit in the league. Again,
Yep.
no shots on target for Fulham entire game. So this is something that we are so difficult to beat, and that's kind of
Hmm.
that adds another layer of threat when we have our set piece that comes into play. We're good at set pieces, and b- putting both together, that kinds of adds to our strength. And I think all big teams, if you see the past Ferguson teams, that's how they used to do it. They used to find a way to win, and we are finding the way. Sometimes it's Trossard, sometimes Martinelli, sometimes it's Saka, sometimes Odegaard, sometimes it. The goals are distributed, so I'm not so worried about how we look or appear on the pitch as long as we're bringing in those points. I think in the past we have under Wenger looked very good, very silky, very smooth, but we haven't got enough points. So should we really look at the game from points perspective, or should we look at game from an attraction perspective? Right now we are a difficult team to beat and a team that finds a way to win. So I think all Arsenal fans should be happy with the 3 points, and it's another week at the top of the table for me.
Yeah. I agree on that. I mean, it shouldn't actually matter in the end of the day how we are playing. We anyway play beautiful football, but it's the 3 points that actually matter the most. Uh, but the thing is that this way, this style of football that we actually play, relying on set pieces
And I
and
think
not
if
conceding, this style of football that we play, just relying on set pieces, it has sometimes uh, come back to bite us because we have conceded some unlucky goals and then we are finding it difficult to score again because, like in our last game, we won by 1-0. So it could have been anything. Let's say a lucky goal for Fulham, and it would have been points shared. So, what do you think? We should actually change our approach, or we should just stick to it? Because, like we can see in this image itself, how difficult we are. We have how solid we have become defensively, and how difficult it is for the opponent to score. So, do you think that we should continue our game the way it is, or should we like at least minimum try for like 2 goals? Instead of like just settling for like 1 goal and then parking the bus or something.
I think what impacted us, and I think it's something that we have to take into consideration, is the injury record of Odegaard and his presence in the team has impacted the team and our flow. Whenever he has played, and he just came back to form, and he was kind of making it happen on the pitch, and then again we lose him. So there is a start, stop kind of thing that we are facing. But again, I think let's look at our like set piece, whatever people are calling a set piece FC and everything, but it is impressive. 33 goals from corners, like from 2020, 23, 24 that we have. And how much ever people hate Nicholas Ewer, he has made an impact. I mean, this guy finds ways to score goals from corners. It's not the same thing. Sometimes it's Declan Rice amazing free kicks. Sometimes it's Saka just going to the other end of the post and trying to create like a like a balance of play in terms of, because again Trossard was unmarked at when he
Yeah,
had that chance. So
yeah,
all these things are coming from the training pitch. I think something that has been worked upon, and this is a skill that we have. I think we should treat this as a skill, and this skill is paying off. Again, I still expect us. Not all games will go like 1-0, because once we have Odegaard, once we have Havertz back, there will be some fluidity that we'll observe in the team, which will take us back to last year's fluidity, that we'll start scoring free goals. But again, we should not be so much worried about how the goals are coming, as long as they're coming. And if you see even Gyökeres, he is creating those chances. If you see his stats, it's not like he's not doing anything. He's again, we can't compare Gyökeres to a Haaland directly in terms of numbers or output. I would say he is making, his presence is making sure that Saka is free, Martinelli is having the chances, Trossard is having the chances. So we should look at it from a perspective of team. And like now, we are playing as a team which should be sitting at the top of the table, and we are rightfully sitting at the top of the table right now.
yep. I have a perfect image for that actually. The Gyökeres one. Uh, yeah, this one. Actually, both of these. Uh,
Yeah.
so
Even
Alan
and
Shearer.
even the
Yeah,
great Shearer agrees to us in terms of.
yeah. Go on. Yeah. So there was this and
I
there
think
was this
he'll
one
get
strike.
goals. It's just about. I think the Leno save was excellent. Yeah, the
Bo-
Leno save was good. I think he could have scored that. That could have been a goal. Like Leno is a good goalkeeper, good goal stopper as well. So that was definitely a challenge for him. The hit was very hard. Somehow I didn't find the goal. But again, as you see, he is being marked that when he's taking in defensive players along with him, which is leaving the space open for other creative players to make an impact. So you can see the difference, right? So this is something that Havert doesn't offer. Havert is not as a physical player as Gyökeres is. Havertz has, his skill set is a little bit of more different in terms of how he brings the defense, how he breaks the defensive unit. We are still struggling in terms of breaking, because teams are now going on a low block against us. So that's going to be a struggle for us. If you see from a position perspective as well, we still are leading the position charts. So each game. So I'm not worried in terms of the 1-0 victories, because we are dominating these games. It's not like we are sitting back and counter can happen against us. We are trying to score goals. The goals will flow.
Right. Havertz actually, for me, I think he has the ultimate role. Like what Voltemade does for Newcastle, that's what Havertz does for us at Arsenal. And with whom would you compare Gyökeres with any other striker in the Premier League? Isak maybe at Newcastle? Can we compare them both?
He is a player similar to Lukaku. If you see in terms of his how Lukaku used to play at Everton,
Physicality.
is where what
Yeah,
I can see there is a similarity if you see the way Lukaku used to operate under Moyes, and I think that's a similar kind of role that Gyökeres is having here. And I think even if you see the great Thierry Henry struggled for goals initially.
right.
Erling Haaland had that patch, but okay, any player coming to a new league, there is a challenge of that league that he needs to. It will take time, especially one who did not have a good preseason warm up games and everything. Second thing was, I think Arsenal fans have to temper their expectations in respect to Gyökeres. That he from him across competitions, and then that's something that, and there are going to be goals from other parts of the pitch, which is going to add up to this. So I think we should not think of our team as a single pony, like single trick of pony. Like, he's not going to be our only savior in terms of goals. There is the goals are still going to be divided amongst our attacking players,
and defensive plays as well. I mean, we
and I
saw
think
what
that's a good sign. I
this
think that's a good sign.
we saw what this guy did last night. So I mean,
This guy is stepping up
that was
each time.
yeah. I mean, that was a terrific goal, but more than the goal, actually, it was Fosa's assist. He literally took it first time. Uh, I mean, that is something that is very much talked about because I mean, it would have been a goal and assist for Trossard that game, but then I don't know for some reason, uh, Calabrio's positioning and the goal was such that people are not talking about the Trossard assist much, but then both were actually incredible. However, it's like very similar to that Gabriel's goal last season, which again was like offside.
Yeah.
But yeah, terrific
But
attempt by yeah.
what is your thought on on the penalty in the second half, like Saka's penalty?
It was a 50-50 chance. I mean, I'm fine with the decision. I'm not sure. It was 50-50. You can say he went for the ball, or you can say that it hit his Aka's knee first. So the funniest part was like someone was calling Ludacris is on the pitch, and Ludacris has given us a penalty because he was looking like Ludacris. Anyway, what are your thoughts?
Again, there is a good argument to the fact that on the opposite side, we can say that he got the knee first and then the ball.
Yep,
So
right.
again, that is making sure that Saka is getting blocked there. You can go either ways. The best way I always see is if this was a goal that is conceded against my team, how would I react? I think that's
Hmm.
to be impartial. That's how I look at situations like these. I think this
Yep,
is a situation that could have gone 50-50 either way, and
exactly.
we would still be okay with whatever has happened. And I think that is fine. But I think Saka was still good throughout the game.
He was terrific, actually. People were comparing him to Lamine Yamal. I mean, both clearly are not on the same level. At being an Arsenal fan, I would definitely rate uh, Saka over Yamal. But anyway, we have we have our third guy joining us, Raman.
We we have a friend back.
Hello, hello,
We have a friend.
hello,
Hello, hello.
Yeah,
hello.
yeah. So we
So,
might have a slight lag in the stream because I've been noticing throughout, even during
Raman,
the
we're just
stream
talking
while
about how good.
how good?
Yes.
No, how good? I couldn't get the last part.
How's the week been?
Sorry.
How good the Arsenal week has been for you? How good
Oh,
the
it's
Arsenal week
been
was for you?
it's been pathetic, man. Like we can't be like scoring through set pieces and then see Liverpool conceded from a set piece. No, it's all horrible, bro. Where is the good football? Yeah, it's not there anymore. But no, to be
Harry
frank,
Maguire is scoring
brilliant.
goals. Harry Maguire is scoring goals.
I just called my Manchester United friend who was like, yesterday he was telling me, "Screw it, bro. I don't want to watch that game. We're gonna lose." I told him, you might have the chance to win, and I just called him now before I came online to tell him Happy Diwali.
I think one question for both of you. I think
Go
is
on.
it
Yeah.
now fair to say that? I mean, I've been saying this from the beginning, but is it now fair to say that it's not just a two club title race, but it's a 3-1 with Man City being equally having a chance of going through till the end? Man City, Arsenal, and Liverpool, all three. So, do you still think it's a two club race or it's a three club race now?
Which is the second club again?
So I'm saying Arsenal, Liverpool, and City.
Oh,
All three,
Liverpool.
yeah.
It has to be
You
three
count
club race.
Liverpool out now.
See, see, no, no. To be on a very serious note, I have my doubts on Liverpool. See, I'm not saying that those they don't have the quality. They don't have they do have like amazing quality of players, okay, but then at the end of the day, it's all about the Premier League is ruthless, so you need to gel and you need to gel fast. You can't be like taking, again, this loss against Manchester United at home. It, like, so far in those 3 losses that they had before that, Virgil van Dijk was like their outstanding player. If you know what I mean. Today Cody Gakpo was their best player, and I'm 100% certain that if you go online, he's going to be slandered for missing that equalizer. Anyway, but just think about it. Liverpool will they're nowhere close to being ready. They will take at least say 2 or 3 more games to get into the rhythm and challenge the likes of Manchester City and us to get back in the title race. And I believe right now at this moment it's going to be very difficult for them. And I don't know why I tweeted this like at the start of on match day 1 that it's going to be Arsenal and Man City for the title race. I don't know why I did it. After that, I had to take like some L's because the City lost like 2 games in a row. But anyway, they are back.
Yeah.
They are back in the mix.
Yeah. Yeah, I think right now Erling Haaland is pushing them to success.
There was some stat. I mean, I forgot the actual number, but it was like goals scored for City so far. It's Erling Haaland at 11 or 12, 12 I think so. And the next highest is like 2 goals from the second
Line.
highest goal scorer is the Burnley guy who scored an own goal. The second highest goal scorer is that. And
No, but- so if I look at it from another angle, he's been their Mo Salah this season, no? Mo Salah of last season.
yeah,
At
And
this
where is
point,
Mo
even Mo
Salah
Salah is scoring
Mo Salah of
everything.
last season? I'm missing Mo Salah. I think this
Mo
is the
Salah,
same
no?
curse that followed the. I think is this called the new contract signing curse? Because the same thing that happened with Oba when he signed a new contract and the drop in form. Salah is facing the same thing right now.
this
Probably,
one. Hmm.
probably. But I'm
Yeah,
loving it.
yeah,
But the thing was that they had dropped in form, and no one was actually rating City to, come back the way they have come back now. Like they were in horrible form even without Rodri. Right now, are they playing with Rodri? Do they have Rodri in the side right now?
I think he's
Should,
injured.
yeah. Now even without Rodri, they are like up there, out, competing for the title, which is actually quite commendable. And yeah, we can't predict anything right away.
Yeah,
This is
it's
Haaland.
too.
Yeah.
It's still early days.
Right.
It's very early.
Someone,
Very
yeah, someone commented something like, yeah, go on.
sorry. No, I just wanted to say that even we should like have our expectations, to like manage our expectations to a certain degree because I don't this title race, no matter how it's flowing right now, it's gonna be a slow burner. This
Right.
doesn't look like a team is gonna race away or whatever. Even now we have like what 3 points gap.
Yeah.
If you think of it, I in my head Manchester City have been largely shit, but because of
Hmm.
again like you said, Erling Haaland has been playing well and digging them out of games. Like it was again his goal.
Hmm. Right.
Last 2 games it's been him that's been getting those 6 points for them. My thing is
Right.
we instead of I was actually thinking of maybe thinking about the title race and who's there and who's not around the 10 game mark, but then now I want to go extend it further to maybe say about 15 to 18 games. At that point probably we'll know. The Christmas agenda is out of the way, but then 15 to 18 games I'd get a better idea who's there and who's not, because I
By
still don't trust
December,
sorry.
by December, we'll have a new signing joining us, resurrected,
Who?
who comes back in form every
Oh,
season in December.
The
Yeah.
December man.
Yeah. The guy from
Jesus,
the, yeah.
the man of God.
Yeah. So looking forward to that then.
Right
Really.
time. Timing is just set up right nicely for him actually.
Perfect
Yeah.
for it.
Uh, Coming back. So about this, someone mentioned something about look at the XG in this game. I think looking at the numbers, it was dominated by Liverpool. United just locked
Hmm.
out.
Mm,
Not much. Yeah.
I mean, see the bits and parts. I was watching the game while I was like,
Hmm.
I mean, I don't prefer to watch it on the phone as such. But then
Yeah,
what I saw was like, yeah, Liverpool were making good chances and everything, but then you see what is their problem. Their problem is those individuals, they're not up to the mark, and
right.
that's staggering. It's weird because I can understand if you don't create, like many games, like we Arsenal, our team, we didn't create. It's not about we didn't finish, we didn't create. They are
Hmm.
creating, but they're not able to finish.
Right. Even the first goal was very Martinelli-esque. Like remember, a season,
Yeah,
the game just started, second minute, and we have scored. Same thing by Mbumo today.
that is a good goal, good goal.
Yeah. And coming back to
Tap.
yeah, we have covered Jokeris, we have covered. Raman, what are your thoughts on the Kalafi performance yesterday?
Oh,
We have
unbelievable,
discussed this. Yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah.
He's I don't know, man. I'm sorry, I couldn't get you some things, okay, because I wanted to share some a thing about Calafiori, like some that athletic guy John McKenzie. John McKenzie
Hmm.
said something about where is Calafiori.
Hmm.
Did you guys see that? Can I get it right now?
Yeah, sure. Can just WhatsApp.
You see
Just
it.
take a minute.
Sure. In the meanwhile, let's discuss our next game in 4 days. That is the Haram Ball Derby, the terrorist derby, you name it.
Haram ball derby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think. Well, I think both the teams, if you see right now, it's going to be a difficult. It's going to be a low-scoring game. I expect, uh, but I expect a team to win, one of the teams to win, and I
Hmm.
think by a small margin. But it's going to be a tricky game for us. But I would still put Arsenal as favorites, uh, considering we are playing at home. That's the advantage that I'm giving to Arsenal. And I think we have so far been a little bit more. Uh, I think what I would call our kind of play that Mikel is right now is like he's. It's like it's fluent, but in patches, and in general cautious. That's what his
Right.
overall style this year has been. It's very similar to what uh, uh, I think we have seen in the past from somebody like Diego Simeone. So he knows what kind
Right.
of football that he can expect here. It's going to be a cagey affair, but I still expect we get a home advantage and we nick in that one goal, one or two goal, and that's going to be a score line.
One guy from that team whom I will be worried of is Alvarez, obviously.
I think
Terrific
it
player.
will be a clean sheet. I think it will be a clean sheet for Arsenal, and we will score one or two goals.
Hopefully not from a set piece again. Yeah.
Who will score
Raman,
one
your
or two
thoughts?
I,
goals?
I think goals. We should not really care how they flow in. We are good at set pieces. Let's enjoy our set piece victory. I think even if the goal comes to set piece, I think we should enjoy it equally. We are scoring those goals, right? And I think even Trossard,
Right.
I think you can say it's a set piece goal, but Trossard was in the right place and he was there to tap in. So you have to see all the things that working, and I think we should take credit for it. And I think we're good at something. We should definitely utilize it for our victories. That's it.
That's right. Fair on. Spot on. Has Trossard ever scored a goal for us, like from a corner in the past? Or was it his first time?
Um, I
I
think
don't
he
remember him
has.
scoring. Maybe again similar kind of goal. I think this is the kind of goal that you expect Trossard to score when it's a first touch. Like I think Gabriel had the first touch and then he scored off
Yeah.
it. This is a kind of goal that I would expect him to score off the corners. He's not a big impact from the corner, but I think
Hmm.
somehow I think I thought the effort from Gabriel as well was to find him, which is what
Right.
actually is encouraging in a way to see that okay, we are planning these things. It's not happening just coincidence. It's more of a planned performance that's happening from set pieces, and that makes me happy.
Hmm.
Spot on. Thoughts on the Ange Postecoglou uh, sacking? He got sacked in 39 days. So yeah, that's what.
I mean, I'd really like to know, like, how people do this. Like, they just like are out of a job. They go in for like a new job. 40 days they're out.
Yeah,
40 days? Has it been even 40 days? I don't know.
39 days.
39.
Got the
Oh,
bag, got the
he's
bag.
walking away with millions, man.
Yeah,
But again, that's not my place to talk about money. But yeah, it's been a disaster run
I,
for him.
I think they are now looking to sign Mancini. Actually, the thing I wanted to discuss about Nottingham Forest is that last season they were actually competing for the UCL, but look at them now. They should have. They just
I
signed
think
Edu, and it's gone downhill. They should have just continued with whatever was working for them. Nuno was perfect for them. I have no idea why they even let go of him and started a whole restructuring. And it's not gone well for them. The teams that took advantage of this are Bournemouth and this is the other one, Crystal Palace. Both are like competing for top four this season, which is something I actually wanted to
I
get
think if
into.
you see one,
Uh, go on.
if you see on and I think you first thing when you were in season, you wanted to go with Nuno after a successful season. I as an owner, you would try to do everything to make sure that it's a smooth season this year because you have done so well last year. You take the credit for that and move forward. But I think what
Right.
Marinakis has done is I think he's tried to do everything. And if you see now, right now, there are rumors that he plans to appoint himself as the interim manager as they
Interim
find for
manager,
a
yeah,
new manager,
yeah.
Those
Saw
are
that.
those
which
are.
is like I
I'm
think
assuming
this
those are
is self
rumors, right?
destruction mode.
Yeah,
There is
saw
a
that.
No,
Yeah, I
there's
did
a
see that.
strong rumor that because
no, man. I
nobody
don't think
wants
so.
to
That's gonna
take
happen,
the
right?
job immediately, so it's going to be a challenge.
They are looking for Robert Mancini, right?
With
In the
Marinakis,
meanwhile,
No,
I don't, I
I
yeah, he's one of the he's on the list. He's on the list.
no. I think Sean Dyche is the
But if
favorite.
you see the sequence of events,
Sorry, go on, go on.
do you
Sorry.
think Sean Dyche again can go and take this team because this team has been playing back three across like Nuno has been playing it back three and then again Sean Dyche again will come back to a very structured position of a 4-4-2. They do have the players to do that, but I think uh, if any manager, I think he's the best. He's the best out there
Yeah,
to get this club right
yeah,
was playing for European places and now is just that drop has been rapid and now they're
yep,
in 17th or 18th position now, almost in the relegation zone. This is the
yep,
crazy downfall over a period of 6 months. I'm like, what is happening? There has to be a structural issue here.
right. Raman for you.
yeah. No, I read this somewhere. Okay, I think on Twitter itself. Then
Hmm.
I thought it's like I don't know. I'm still thinking it's just like a rumor, like somebody's being sarcastic. Anyway, but then on their managerial thing, what I'm saying is I read somewhere why they want Roberto Mancini because he has previous experience in the Premier League. Fair, he won the Premier League back in 2011 or 2012. But do you guys really think that experience like 13 years ago counts today?
Not really. I mean, we have seen how it worked out for Jose Mourinho after he joined Spurs. What he used to be like, at Porto and where he took them, like he couldn't replicate the same thing with Spurs. So I don't think even Wenger for the matter. Till a certain point, people loved him as a manager, but after a certain point, people were like, okay, it's time for Wenger out. It's time for us to find someone new. So I don't think that managers like just because they were great in the past, unless you're Ancelotti, I don't think that if you're great in the past, you necessarily should also continue being great in the present.
Hmm.
But if you see again, one short summary in terms of like, I think it's a very the culture of hiring fast and firing fast. I think something reminds me of Watford here. Hiring and
Hmm.
firing managers never helps. It never stabilizes the club. And if you decided, and I think for even for from an Ange perspective, I thought it was too quick for him to jump in again to a new challenge
Hmm.
so quickly. But from a Nottingham Forest perspective, I think they need some stability in terms of a solid manager. I think Sean Dyche kind of a character who is a leader and who can drive people because still you this is the same team that
Hmm.
spent 200 million in the last couple of summers. So they have spent quite a bit of money and they have good quality of players on the pitch. So you should expect them to perform better. and I think somebody has to pull them up now. I think a manager like Sean Dyche would be my preference to get them out of this.
Yeah, and it'll also be
Because-
interesting to see Sean Dyche get a good team for once. He's
Yeah.
never had that sort
Yeah,
of team.
yeah,
Uh,
agree.
Disrespect to Everton, but okay.
No, no. Think about it. No, I mean he didn't have like that kind of players like how what Moyes has right now. He didn't have this. He had
Hmm.
that bum Calvert Lewin leading the line, and so
Not
many other
scoring.
things. Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
He had a
So
DLC who was not even scoring.
exactly. That's why I called him a
Hmm.
bum. So
True.
so yeah. I mean,
At
let's see.
one
Let's
point,
see.
at one point, we were linked to DLC. At one point, like, panic transfer. Good. It did not happen because he was
Oh,
scoring that particular season or something.
don't
Anyways,
don't
yeah.
take
Yeah.
me don't
That's
take me back to those days, man. It's really dark.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Thoughts on this guy,
Yeah.
Mateta? They are calling it like the Crystal Palace and Bournemouth game. People are rating it as probably the best PL game in a long time. What are your thoughts on that game? I did not watch the
Absolutely.
whole game, but yeah, it was great. Yeah,
This guy, this guy, unbelievable, man. He's like he came in, he scored his hat trick, and then he had
last
that
two chance to
the
win. Yeah,
chance of the season.
yeah,
No one gets as clear cut chance as this one. Is
yeah,
is, is the can you hear the
yeah.
background noise?
yes.
That's
You do?
totally
That is
fine.
coming on.
Yeah,
Yeah, I will stop that. Stop it, man. Anyway, so that was a miss. That was a great miss. But it's okay.
yeah.
I mean, I've never seen. I've only seen it. I've actually seen it. A striker scoring a hat trick and then being disappointed. Mbappe and Mateta.
Hmm.
I think one
Melted
good
to
thing
role.
about Mateta is I think he is not just he's not just a like a penalty box poacher kind of goal scorer, but he can do those things outside the box. He can take those long shots. He has such vigor and power behind those shots. He is definitely a like a similar kind of player to, I would say, a Lukaku, in terms of, like, he can, with his strength, he has that power to push people and move defensive players around, and then he has his little strike, and he's always threatening for an opposition. I think, which is such a good quality to have. I just wish, again, we always jump to conclusions and try to push players to bigger teams quickly. I think he's having a good couple of seasons for Crystal Palace. I would want him to continue, because I think this is where his role is. He has all the attributes of trying to become a Premier League legend, not just, and he can become a Premier League legend at a club like Crystal Palace as well. They are having those ambitions. They're playing all these big competitions now, so he has a chance to prove and show that he can play at national level for France as well. But there is obviously a challenge that there's so many good players there. So
He
all
just
those
got picked.
things should keep him at Crystal Palace. Even if he scores these same goals as last season and a little bit couple of more, I don't think he should quickly push for a move outside.
Fair enough. And he also just got picked for the national team, which is like great for him. However, I do not feel like players like him would stick around to at clubs like Crystal Palace for like long, maybe another season. And if he continues his form, there will be some other team coming to get him at least as a backup striker, some big team, maybe as a backup striker, because and then eventually transition him as their lead forward. But I mean, look at how we got Eze.
I think
Um, we had Odegaard.
with
Our left hand side,
Glasner, I
yeah,
think
go on.
the situation, no, I think the situation, you
There
go
was
ahead,
some lag.
Chito. I
You're lagging.
could not hear you.
But it's
There
fine.
was
There's a
some
lag.
there was some lag. Yeah,
Yeah.
the stream is funny today, but ठीक है anyway, it's fine.
Yeah.
But go on. You were saying something, Ganesh, about
I was thinking
Yeah,
that I was linking his stay at Crystal Palace to Glasner being there, and if Glasner is going to be leaving, which looks like most likely that he's going to leave, that is going to impact their total overall ranking this season, and even I would say uh, how how this guy or where this guy moves next. I think that'll
right.
impact. I think if Glasner stays, this guy stays.
Makes sense. Which club do you think, like a top club, do you think right now actually needs a striker?
PSG.
They have that guy Ramos, right?
Yeah, they'll probably sell him and get him something like that. I mean, I
Makes sense.
get Ganesha's point about Glasner's role or whatever. I agree, but the thing is, this guy, no, you have to also look at this guy. 18 months ago, he was on the verge of being sold. Palace fans didn't want him because he was actually not performing. Now, what has happened is we have seen like an Oliver Giroud arc, wherein
Hmm.
he's like now the best late bloomer around. And of course, and to be frank, he's not even like very old as such. Like how you see how
29.
Giroud was like flourishing in his late 30s, early
28.
30s, late 30s. He can do that. He can do that. But let's see. I don't think he stays at Palace beyond this season.
Yeah.
He got next summer.
Speaking yeah,
Somewhere or the other.
speaking of PSG, what about Marseille's form right now?
Hmm.
We can
I think
Aubameyang and
if I say, I think what has I think all the signings. I think if you see the signings that they've made very shrewd signings in terms of people
hmm,
who all have are coming with a point to prove. They've got a
yeah,
manager who wants to prove a point, and
yeah,
they want to turn it around. So I think it's a team that is pushing themselves to higher performances from each individual's part of the team, and the flexibility that he's put. He's not gone for a traditional 3-4-3 that is popular for. He's changed it a
hmm,
little bit to accommodate Rabiot. And if you see,
hmm,
all players are playing very well in their positions. Greenwood, like he has been a good. He's a good player. There was never a doubt about how good he plays. The challenge is all outside the pitch with Greenwood and his
yeah,
attitude. So I think something
yeah,
that is working out for them right now. But I think that it's too early to still write off Luis Enrique PSG. They're still good.
yeah.
They're still good in the Champions League. They're still good in the league. So they're going to push them. But it's good to see that a team is pushing PSG at domestically.
Right. Not much to say about Aubameyang. We all know how good he is. But what about Greenwood? Like we can see over here, he's put 4 goals, right? What about Greenwood? Like, do you think the fans will still accept him given what has happened outside the pitch, his reputation outside the pitch? Do you think the fans will still accept him as a top player because this guy's actually balling there for Marseille? So,
Yeah, man.
let's say they end up winning the league.
And from a footballing perspective, if he's scoring 4 goals in a game, they have to accept him. I mean, I'm not trying to say like what he did was like right or wrong. I'm just saying that they will forget it. They will forget this whole off-field incident and everything else, and they'll just accept it. The way Hetafe did it, the way I don't know, there were many clubs interested back in the summer as well.
Hmm.
Again, see, again, I don't want to dwell too much into the Greenwood thing, but I want to focus on Marseille. Marseille is just the new Monaco or the new Nice or the new Lille, whatever you want to call it. The problem is this early season wobble from PSG is always there, and some teams will like look very strong. Last year, I think it was Monaco and somebody else, and they were going very good. But then again, PSG, like they were having a lot of draws or whatever. They didn't lose, okay, at the start of the season, but they went like 32 games unbeaten in the league.
Hmm.
I mean, this is literally like the farmers' league. So they're just waiting for the head farmer to come and reap all the benefits, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't have anything to look at, at League One as such. It's just And see, my thing is, you need to. And again, my other argument is the teams below PSG, the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positions, they all keep changing every season. If you think
Hmm.
of it, every
Yeah.
season there is no team like that's going to be like, yeah, I'm going to be second. Marseille have been dog shit like last 2, 3 seasons. Suddenly they spend some money, manage to retain their players. Yeah,
Hmm.
they're not going to challenge. They're just there, maybe second or third. So,
They could actually challenge. I mean, why not?
I think this is being a, I think nobody's interested in building a culture or a winning tradition like the way I think if you see Dortmund under Klopp did that against Munich. They tried to create. They just did not be second for one season. They tried to challenge them over a period of 6 7 years. For that, you need to have everybody in sync: the owners, the fans, the coach, the team. Everybody with a single perspective that this is our plan for the next 3 4 years, and we are going to challenge every year. We're going to play this style. This is how we're going to perform on the pitch, and this is what we're going to expect from us. I think right now, each team there was I think it was Ren 3 2 3 seasons back was doing very well, and then again next season they are out. So it's like nobody's trying to build kind of a footballing dynasty. It's like more of thinking from a season perspective and then just moving on. Players sold, managers gone, and no competition to PSG again.
Yeah, this is actually this is what makes leagues better. Like when you have other teams as well who are actually competing for the title. Now you compare this with a um, compare this with Bundesliga. Till a certain point, it was just Bayern Munich and Dortmund competing with each other. But I mean, you don't enjoy it as much, right? But now people compare people put Premier League on a pedestal. Like they are like, okay, this is the standard that again La Liga as well. They've only just two winners, Real Madrid and Barcelona. Uh, so if in League One we have like multiple teams actually winning year after year, don't you think League One should actually? We are calling it the Farmers League now, but don't you think League One should actually be up there, right below Premier League? Given that now it has competition every single year, as compared to the other
No, I
leagues
think
where again things are better. Yeah, yeah.
I don't look at it from a challenge perspective. I look at it from a more perspective of how if I'm going to watch a game, is the game even so if you see in the Premier League, the reason why Premier League is at the top is if even if a 10th team is playing against team like which is challenging for the title, Liverpool against Man United, you've seen the challenge there, right? United won.
Hmm,
And you're
hmm.
gonna expect that in the Premier League. Can you expect that apart from the two teams which are running away, can you expect that challenge for even a title team is the question. And you see that it's not there in La Liga. Whatever you say, there are three teams which are good, and the rest of them are just catching up. In the
Right.
Bundesliga, there is only one team which is running away, and one every other team is trying to catch up. So if you see, there is not enough competition, and it's not about just two or three good teams for the title. It's about what the quality of 10 to 15 teams that are in the league. How are they competing against each other? Are they challenging each other? And that's something that's missing all other leagues apart from Premier League right now.
Premier League is goated hands down, but what comes after the Premier League, like second, third? How would you rank the league right now?
For me, I would rate Serie A next because I think Serie A is a league which
Hmm.
you see the champions changing each year, and then you see that the
Right.
challenges there comes just couple of, and it's not about transfers there. It's about having a good manager. All the top
Hmm.
teams, there are top 16, 17 that you can name. Any
Right.
league that you can say top 6 teams, big 6 teams, big 7 teams, that's a good league.
Perfect. Perfect.
completely agree with you.
Yeah.
No, but again, in the mid, like I think 10 years back, no, even League One was like unbelievably challenging.
Hmm.
Bordeaux was winning, Montpellier were winning. So it's not like Lyon. Lyon had like a period of dominance, like they won like 8 seasons in a row or something like that, and
Hmm.
then the other team started winning. So I'm saying PSG was nowhere there. You know what I mean? They were not there. I'm. It was a challenging league. Same goes for Bundesliga as well.
Hmm.
Wolfsburg won one season. So that's one team I remember. Edin Dzeko. There was another graffite. How I don't know how you call it. I don't know how you pronounce his name. But anyway, now what is happening is there's like a monopoly of
Yeah.
sorts from PSG and Bayern Munich. And see again, there is a big problem in terms of money. You're
Hmm.
saying, Jito, I'm asking you this question that
Hmm.
you said like how do you measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Now I'm asking you like how do you actually measure which league is better? If I look at a game in France, I don't see a quality problem. I don't see the look, sorry. I don't see the problem in the way they play on the pitch.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
see a drastic gap in terms of quality. PSG have like shitty bench players. They can come in and win games. That is the problem.
That has been Bayern's strategy, right? Whichever player opposition team has the best player, they will just take them and they'll go on to win the league. They
No,
even took their
no,
manager,
no, no, no. That's something PSG are not doing as much. I mean, they're doing
right?
as
Hmm.
much as Bayern. The problem in France is they don't have money, so they end up selling their best players to Premier League, La Liga, wherever, and then
Yeah.
Hmm.
they're not able to buy that equal quality replacements. So the overall quality of most teams are like going down every year by a good percentage. That's a big issue.
Yeah,
And
actually
again,
makes sense.
sorry, just to add one more thing, and that's also the reason why they couldn't get like a good TV deal like a couple of years back, and
Makes sense.
PSG had to like come
Yeah.
in with their like I'm the daddy and bail them out through BN Sports, which is their
Hmm.
own thing.
Hmm. No, this is actually a good argument. Now, when you look at the Premier League, until a couple of seasons back, it was City dominating because they were spending like anything. But now it's like there are plenty of other teams that who are spending. Even teams like Nottingham Forest have spent a good amount, and uh, any team that is being promoted are spending like good uh, good money. So now we have good competition in the Premier League. So how do we bring this about? Like my point here is that why can't other leagues also adapt the same model or something like that? Because Premier League again was not the same that we see today. A couple of seasons back, it was even Arsenal were like struggling like anything. But yeah, it's a different story now.
I
I think
mean, where's the money?
academies are still, and all the teams have money. First thing, more
Yep.
money than other leagues in Europe. And second
Yep.
thing, I think the academies that they're having and the players that they're producing now. Even for example, I think you can say whatever you want about City domination, but if you
Hmm.
see the players that are coming out of City Academy now, you have a
Hmm.
Cole
Hmm.
Palmer.
Hmm.
You can see the kind of you have somebody like Musiala.
Recola as well.
The talent identification is excellent in Premier League. They are coming from the grassroots in terms of building up a club from the foundation up, instead of just trying to
Hmm.
buying players, good best players across Europe and playing them. And that's something that both all leagues have to adjust to in terms of building a structure. I think a lot
Hmm.
of teams are going for short-term success across Europe than for a long-term domination. I think that's what I think there has to be a shift in terms of mindset here. And Serie A
Hmm.
doesn't do that. Serie A is also looking at from a long-term perspective. And that's always a good sign for a league when teams are looking not just to dominate one season and then completely out of it next season. Because I remember I'm talking from since I've been watching the Swiss league from last 4 or 5 years. The year Ligue is champion, the year there is
Hmm.
no relegation in right now in the Swiss league, but the year after that they finished seventh.
Hmm.
They were playing Champions League one season, and then they're out of Europe, they're out of everything, and they're finishing seventh. So this can't happen within a period of 2 or 3 years. This always happens because the club is not looking at from a long term perspective. They're looking at short term success.
Makes sense.
So
Sense.
my thing is City were well ahead of everyone else in terms of how they had the vision to build a squad capable of competing year on year. Now, what everybody else is doing, including your Nottingham Forest or your Leeds United or Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea. Forget Chelsea; they're a different case. But the others, they're just simply following what Manchester City have been doing. Manchester City just showed them like a way. But then the problem with that is now if any team that doesn't spend in a summer or things like I'll keep my powder dry. Like Liverpool did that
Hmm.
sensationally last year,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
for some reason it worked out for them. Good on them. But if today a team like say Leeds United survive this season and they don't spend money,
Hmm.
right? They are certain for relegation. They are 100% in the conversation for relegation. Manchester United don't spend next year. If they finish like fifth or sixth or whatever, they will be in the conversation to finish lower. That's the
They were
that's the
flirting with they were flirting with relegation last season. United. Today,
yeah,
this season, yeah,
precisely.
they're getting lucky. Yeah,
Precisely. So yeah.
pretty pretty much. I think we have covered all the topics. So, what about what are your thoughts on the like coming week? Who do we play next? The UCL we are playing Atletico, but which is a game next for the league game?
Palace.
Crystal Palace. Oh, that's going to be a difficult one. Palace are in a very good form.
Palace.
Are
I,
in a very good run.
I don't think so. I don't
Okay.
think so.
No. They have just. They're still. They are not winning now. They are. They have not. They drew and they lost the game before. So they. This is the time that the best time to face them, I guess. Now,
Okay.
Crystal
And
Palace,
they're
because
and
they're
they're
still
also in the
they're
middle of Europe.
struggling for the flow again. They are scoring goals,
Hmm.
but defensively they're still. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's say correct. They have. Yeah. And
No,
that's
it's
That's
also
a
the
one
it's
challenge
for
for
game.
a
me.
team which is like that's a challenge for a team which is 6 to 7.
Yeah, no, but also you have to consider the European factor because they don't know how to manage these two things. They
Hmm.
did that
Hmm.
in the first for their first game. They did that well. Now it's a test of character. Like you have like players like Gay, Mitchell, Mateta, Sare, whoever are the key players. Everyone played this 90. You think they're
Hmm.
not going to play like a considerable period, considerable time? Sorry, big minutes in this midweek game for them. That too on a Thursday night or whatever. Definitely yes.
They will. Yep.
And they don't have anybody to cover for Gay or Lacroix or that other fellow Richards. They don't.
Hmm.
And that goes for other positions as well. So I'm not saying that we're gonna smash them or whatever. I'm just saying like I don't think we're gonna struggle. We're gonna
Fair enough.
have it easy.
This is one game where you'd expect Eze to play the whole 90 minutes. Hmm. I think that's it then. Do we have any other topics to take up? Or, I mean, it's pretty late as well. So if,
No, I had like
I think we are
I
at
thought of a few
almost
topics,
at the
man. But
hour
then
mark.
yeah,
anyway,
you had something, Raman, or are we wrapping this up? Calling it a day.
we'll wrap it up.
Super, super. Okay. Thank you guys for joining, Ganesha and Raman.
Sorry for being late.
I'm sorry for being late myself. We started this thing a bit late than planned. Anyways, thank you guys for joining. This was fun, and we learned some things from the stream. I I hope you guys and everyone who joined in will join again for the next stream. That is the sixth podcast, which we will be streaming right after the Atletico game, probably.
We'll do that.
And hope to see you guys very soon. If you haven't
Done.
subscribed to our channel yet, please do subscribe. What are you waiting for? Bye.
Done.
Yep.
Ciao.